Niggas will
What we doing?
threesome.
What the fuck we doing?
The ones watching,
Yeah.
I think the chicks are ready to train the dude.
Like Roger's face, I don't know.
But that's still a threesome. If three people are engaging in sex at the same time, at the same time,
Look at the
that's a
definition.
threesome,
What's
bro.
the definition? I gotta Google this shit.
The reason how I know it's a threesome is because
You did it before.
You can't call it. You didn't want to call it that with two girls not touching each other in the dude, but that's still a threesome though.
See, double standards apply to everything, though. Shit, some shit just got double standards, dog.
Hey, that's crazy. That's a good question to ask motherfuckers. What do you classify?
What's your definition of
Yeah.
a fucking threesome? A group of three people engaged in the same activity.
Thank you.
That's not the same, nigga. The fucking it's like we playing excursions as a threesome.
Nigga, if all y'all is excurting, nigga.
All right, here you go. An occasion on which three people engage in sexual activity together.
Yes, that's a threesome, my nigga. Ain't no train.
But-
The train is.
What?
Let my nigga Maul hit.
Wait,
Let my
what's
nigga
the?
Trav hit.
Wait. What are y'all talking about? What's the?
Let
what's the
Trav hit
argument?
what?
These, like I'm saying, after I'm done with a chick, I'm like, all right, Maul.
So you saying that's a
After
train?
him, that's a train because it's going from me to him to him.
Being ran through or something.
That's I thought you just setting her out.
That's a train.
So
Think about how trains on the track go.
But it
it's
sound-
a cart.
Nigga, I just
Cart.
no, nigga.
but it's also a cart in between.
Exactly.
In between two other carts
Right.
on the train.
Or sometimes just a
But
solo
all of the
fucking.
carts are connected though. All of it is a train though. Whether it's
Yeah,
no matter
but
how
I
many
was
carts
just
is in
watching
between.
Saturday Night Fever. The scene where chick is in the back seat.
Who the fuck is Chick, man?
The chick.
Oh, okay.
The movie Saturday Night Fever.
With John Travolta or some shit?
Yeah, Double J goes to hit. They park. He gets out. Homeboy get out the front, go in the back, and then he get train.
Baby, when you finish, man, it fresh down the hall. It's like that's a train.
So for it to be a train, it got to be a divide. It got to be a partition.
Yeah.
In the
One,
front, like,
one
you know?
after another, after another,
So
after another.
they got-
But it
be
don't. So how many? So you saying they got to be more than two niggas in a train? Because
Nah, it could be at least two.
What if it's just three people, right? What if it's a nigga, a woman, and then so it's a nigga, a bitch, and a nigga, right? So like,
A nigga bitch.
if it's only three people, but like if the first nigga hit first,
Right.
and then he bounced, and then the second nigga come in and he hit, that's now a train.
That's a train.
Okay, so two niggas hit, so it got to be at least two niggas.
It gotta be at least two.
So that's why I said it got to be a door in the room because like if one nigga hit right, and another nigga getting his dick sucked, and then they switch. What's that? Because now they
That's
still
a damn
take,
threesome.
they still taking,
Because guess
they still
what?
taking turns
Guess
with
what?
fucking a bitch.
They're both participating
My
in the
dick
sexual
and
act
his
at
dick
the
is
they're-
getting pleased at
No,
the
but
same time.
they're not
on.
all participating because
threesome.
they're not
We all
they're
participate
not.
at the same time.
No,
One is
wait.
fucking, One is getting done.
But they're not. But it's not a triangle.
That shit's weird.
It's not a triangle. Because a triangle, when you're intermingled, is when it's a nigga who's connected to a bitch who's connected to a nigga who that nigga is connected to the other nigga. It's a fucking circle, but it's not like that.
This is scientific.
Now we in geometry. Nigga, 'cause that's an
He like
acute.
the ice
That's an
on
acute angle.
So for y'all, it's only classified as a threesome if it's two women and y'all. Y'all wouldn't do it if it was two dudes.
Fuck no. That's called gay.
See, I feel like
Y'all whole
niggas
energy
outgrow
change.
that type of bullshit. Like when you grown at a certain level, I don't want like you don't want to fuck with your homeboy, right? Like
Yeah, while your homies
you
just
don't
sitting
wanna
there.
do that
Especially
anymore.
And y'all both got y'all work clothes on and shit.
2-on-1, like
Nigga done clocked out. I got this bitch, dog. Come over.
come on.
This nigga got.
While I was in the bed.
I remember that shit too.
That shit was so awkward.
Don't lie.
It was awkward.
While you was in the bed,
Oh. We're not recording over.
It's mad.
Edit that shit out. We record. She said his name. Do not. She said that nigga name like a. Yeah, right.
Oh, all right, I got you.
Well.
I got you.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You ready? You know how to
You gonna automatically focus?
yeah. When you hit record, it will.
Okay.
But
Oh
on
my
the
god.
microphone part,
What?
Move the button to the center where it turns like it should turn green. Yeah.
I'm just getting them two, right? Not you.
No, you get me.
Okay.
Whenever whoever's talking, just
Okay.
turn the camera that way. All right. Y'all good?
Yep. You better spray that motherfucker off. This nigga, what do you think? Anybody even touch that? What are you on? This nigga said, "Now they're good. They have corona."
You're good now.
Good now. Joke's on you.
Like damn, dog.
Look at what you owe. This nigga wild, bro. Now they're good.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
All right. Oh man, yo, welcome to another episode of One Mic Stand, man. You're Jackson 1616, creator, host of One Mic Stand, of course, always 1/3. Sex with Strangers, a grown folks podcast. Shout out to Seeing Juice. What up? What up? Fuck is popping. I'm in St. Louis. I'm in my hometown. Coming back to the crib for the holidays, man. I got some special guests on the show with me today. Some longtime hometown homies, friends, but most importantly, girl dads. Hashtag girl dads, man. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about parenting, just being the father to daughters. And I got a few questions that I want to ask y'all that we can have conversations about. But before we get started, go ahead and just introduce yourselves one at a time, whoever want to start.
I'll go. I'm Kev. From St. Louis. Jamal, my homeboy. Keontae, my boy. I got 2 daughters, and I'm ready to chop it up.
Where can they find you? As far as social media and all that.
I'm on,
If you want them to find you.
No, I don't want to be found.
He said, no, I don't want to
Not
be.
right now. No, I'm just playing. Nah, Kev Crawford on Facebook, Junior.
All right, bet.
Tell me your other name.
I ain't got to.
All right, my nigga.
What up? I'm Keontae. 1/5 of the Hills gang. Shout out to Corey, Maya, Mason, Cannon. Yep, that's it.
Social media or no?
Yeah, _King Negus. How you spell it?
No, I'm gonna put it on the screen. You
I'm finna say, nigga, I gotta put my phone out and look.
That's so hilarious, though. But yeah, man. First of all, just thank y'all for coming on, chopping it up. We've been here for like 90 minutes or something like that, just kind of like talking about a whole bunch of different shit. We might get into some of the stuff we was talking about off camera because I feel like it was good conversation. But the reason I wanted to have this conversation and have y'all on is obviously I don't have children. Y'all do have children. Y'all have daughters, of course. Sons too, but what I wanted to kind of talk about specifically was what is it like just being a father of a young black girl? Let's just start there.
You want to start?
Take it off.
It's different.
How so?
I think that a lot of shit we see with black women of our age over time, you realize a lot of women that you dealt with had like a lot of daddy issues. Like I realized no girl I ever dealt with had a father in their lives. So, you know what I'm saying? You look at that, you're like, dang, why was that? So then you see why you have to be such an inclement part of your daughter's life from just instilling the confidence in her early, because you see a lot of women our age looking for validation, whether it's through social media, whether it's through just dealing with different men and shit like that. So you just have to constantly be in her ear, letting her know her worth, let her know her value to where your value is in you. You won't have to go look at it from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You are enough for who you are. So it's a difficult task because, like, this may not be a popular opinion, but the most disrespectful person in the world is a black woman. And that's just a fact of the matter. Because even if we go through shit, we can still go home and take it out on her. Whoever black woman we dealing with at the time. So who she got to look, you know what I'm saying? So she gets shits on constantly. So it's different in the aspect of just you have to just build her up all the time, every day. And it's more than just being in the house, it's being a dad in the house. You have to be present in the house, not just pay bills, go to the crib and chill.
Gotcha.
Piggybacking off what Keontae said, like raising daughters is different because I know myself. I used to you know, try to have my fun with the ladies or whatever, but it's like, it's crazy when shit hit full circle. You got daughters now that basically you trying to guard her from people who you used to be
yourself.
like, you know.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, I
I'm
know-
glad you
it's
said that
kinda
because
weird.
we go. That's what we gonna.
I know
get
what that
into
nigga on.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's like, you know, as far as my girls, I just got a third eye. You know, I keep them busy. What's also important is the mother too of these daughters, you know, that we have, you know, making sure that they on the same page that we on. Because just like Keontae said, a lot of chicks that's our age were kind of misguided. So, you know, or without fathers. I know my BM didn't have a father. Well, her direct father. She had a stepfather, but
Ain't the same.
you know, but it's like, you know, yeah, it's like, it's not exactly the same, you know, but shout out to all the stepfathers though, but it's like, cause, you know, I'm one too, really, you know, my BM got kids that I still look after or whatever, but, you know, yeah, it's just different and scary.
Why?
It's scary because, you know, this world, it's almost like your daughter is like the worst jealousy you could feel over a woman possible, kind of. That's
Okay.
kind of how it feels, kind of. So you kind of protecting every step, every move. It's like you said, you seeing things that, you know, it's just paranoia that you live with because you don't want your daughter being a certain way. You want them to be a certain way. But yeah, it's rough. But
Let me. All right. How do you want them to be? Since you said that, like you said, you want them to be a certain way, and then you don't want them to be a certain way. So,
Right.
what are those ways?
so them lines kind of blur in this day and age because it's like the way you kind of want them to be, the world, social media and stuff, they fight against that a little bit.
The hoes is
Like,
winning. That's what he's saying.
Right.
So it's hard to steer them away from, hey, look at this positive black lady over here when the hoes over here.
Right.
In their eyes, you know,
yeah.
when they're young minds, they see that, they're like, oh, these hoes is, why I want to do this and I can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I get all the attention in the world
Right.
It looked like they winning.
and look like
too.
they winning.
It looked like they winning too. So it's like, you know, we saw niggas that was winning that probably wasn't doing the best shit out here.
Right.
And we looked at that, you know.
Right.
So it's like, you know, our daughter's probably looking at people like, you know, like the City Girls, Meg the Stallion.
You about
the
to
people
kill you.
that's-
Oh, they
the
about to
people
kill
that's
you in the
cracking.
comments,
The
boy.
people
Oh,
that's
man.
cracking.
But yeah.
But you know, it's like at the end of the day, you know, them people are everywhere. So it's like, you know, which I ain't got no problem with the City Girls or Meg the Stallion.
Lying.
I was a fan of the City Girls though before they actually blew up because
yeah.
you know, I felt that, you know, I felt where they was going with it or
You
whatever.
felt it.
But yeah, nah. Like I like the women empowerment stuff. So that's another thing too with being a dad too. You gotta you know, in your head, you gotta understand the women empowerment and support it too. Just because of what Keontae was saying, how they got so much to, you know, not
Like,
fall back on the way we do.
Yeah.
You know, so you know,
How do you, speaking of, 'cause you said a lot right there. Like, let's go. All right, so real quick, let's go to the women empowerment thing. Like, how do you, as a man, as a father, how do you kind of pick the pieces of women empowerment or women empowerment that you want to instill on your daughter? Because where we live, right, or the day that we live in, City Girls, Meg Thee Stallion, people who have influence, who they have our ear, like that is a sector of women empowerment,
right,
but they're giving a specific message.
right.
It might be empowering, but like the messaging might not be exactly what you want to bestow upon your children, though. So
Right.
like, how do you explain or teach your daughters like, okay, yeah, this is empowering, but can I kind of steer you this way? Can you? I'd like for you to be more of a like Michelle Obama empowering as opposed to Meg Thee Stallion empowering. Like, how do you maneuver in that space?
You kind of got to be realistic with it.
Okay.
So you can't be as far as the, you know, like I fuck with the City Girls, Meg Thee Stallion and them or whatever because I like they move. Now I don't like they messages to kids necessarily, but to me I've always been a person that they message ain't for kids. So like, you know, we as parents can control or try to control what our kids listen to and look at or whatever. But as far as controlling it though, it's almost like you got to show them an example that's like relatable to them. So like City Girls and Meg Thee Stallion might not necessarily be relatable to them. They popping, but like maybe somebody like maybe like an athlete.
Or Yara Shahida. You know what it is? The girl from Blackish and Grownish.
okay.
Yeah, somebody of that nature.
Okay.
Like I get the whole.
How old are y'all? Wait, I'm my bad. How old are y'all daughters?
My daughter's finna be 10.
I got a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Okay.
But I understand the whole. We adults, so we understand it in a different view than what kids understand it. So I understand the whole City Girl, Meg Thee Stallion, and all that movement. I get it because I see it for what it is. To where, for years, I think women was crying out for support that we didn't give them. So now this is a way to where we're gonna take our own empowerment. We're gonna do it our damn selves because y'all wasn't there to protect us. So this is, it's all about the acceptance of what we want.
Right.
And if it's just how I'm gonna get it, this is how I'm gonna get it. Because when I asked y'all for it, y'all wasn't there. Y'all didn't support us. So now we have to take the reins our own selves and do it. So I get it. So I'm not gonna look down on them, you know what I'm saying, and say what they doing is wrong and what is all of that. But I think it's just a fine line between teaching your kids one thing and shit that's way above their heads, though.
How difficult is that? Like as they get older and as they're do y'all kids have social media?
Absolutely not.
No.
Mine actually, my daughter does.
Okay.
My daughter does. So like she on TikTok. My 12-year-old, she on TikTok.
Only thing that TikTok in my daughter is the clock in her room. Ain't TikToking shit.
She on TikTok, but my daughter, the thing is with her is that it's like heavily monitored between her and her mom and me. So it's like, and my little daughter, I think she got one just to talk to me through video, or whatever. But I mean, they not that active. The only thing they active on really is TikTok. But and TikTok got some crazy stuff on there too. But it's like,
it's a little more kid friendly though.
Yeah, it's a little more kid friendly. It's for kids, but I know it'd be a lot of adults on there. But I'm not a real stickler with stuff like that, just because I know we controlling the whole thing anyway. Like we controlling everything to come in and go out. So I really don't necessarily gotta, worry about that. I got responsible daughters. So, they not like how, I even got little cousins that's a little wild and crazy, like on this wave type stuff. But it's like my daughters are completely different. I plan on keeping them that way.
How do you, are you, I'm trying to think of how I want to word this question. Because I feel like a lot of our parents had that same thought of, my kid isn't like that, or my kid is responsible, or my kid is this. And in reality, like, some of us were, some of us weren't. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what makes you confident to where you feel like your child is, like, the responsible one, as opposed to, you said, maybe one of your nieces or something like that is a little, like, how do you tell for a kid who's at a young age, like, how do you tell whether they're a little bit wild or they're like more chill or more responsible? Like, how do you figure that out or distinguish it?
Yeah, so like it's all about the type of I guess you gotta know your kid too. So like when you know everything that's about your kid, at least for right now, I know everything, but I'm hanging on to that because as time go on, it's gonna be less and less that I know.
Yeah.
But for right now, I feel like they different just because of our interactions. Like I'm very open with them.
Right.
They're very open with me. We talk all the time. So, it's there right now. I can say that. But what the future may hold, I don't know. I'm sure I'm definitely gonna get challenged.
Right.
But it's just right now I feel secure with it because I police it as much as possible. Gotcha. So and then like I said, my girls they get straight A's. They like want stuff out of life right now. So it's like even though this stuff might all be around them, it doesn't consume them.
I got you.
It's like it might be around them, but it's like they don't even talk about that or even acknowledge it. Now I don't know if it's just because I'm daddy, and but it's like I don't even hear them singing them songs.
Right.
I heard them singing other type of stuff. So it's like it's just different,
Got you. How you feel about that? Like as far as like, how do you distinguish or how can you tell like whether your daughter is I guess headed on the right path or whether it's like some things that you gotta like nip in the bud?
I think at this moment she headed on the right path, but shit, she in the 4th grade. There's a whole bunch of more life to be living, you know. So at this moment, I can say she on the right path, but shit, damn, Janet Jackson probably had straight A's in 4th grade too, nigga. But the same way. Look, the same way. Like he said that he try to control what comes in and what comes out. I'm pretty sure my mama thought that also. But nigga, I still watching Real Sex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Howard Stern every night. She ain't know about it, so she gonna be a kid at the end of the day. But I think it's just more so just being open and don't hide nothing from her. To where if she come and ask the question, let's give it to her straight. When she say, "Well, I can't have a YouTube channel," cause it's adults that fuck kids and they be trying to do that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You know, this is what it is. I'm gonna tell you the truth, so it won't blindside you. So I just be open and honest with it, and you just hope and pray that it turns out the correct way.
Yep.
That's all you can do. You can't control nothing with a brain,
Yep.
Yeah.
and nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. How did y'all feel when y'all first found out, like, oh shit, I'm about to have a little girl? Like, what was your initial, like, thoughts that was going through your heads?
Fear.
You was scared?
Yeah, man.
I wasn't scared. I think I was just more so. You learn a lot through the eyes of your kids about yourself. So just by having her, it taught me a lot about myself. It made you reflect back on your previous relationships you had with young ladies and women of that nature. Like, dang, I really wasn't shit when I came to dealing with these other women based off, I would hate for my daughter to deal with somebody like that.
Like this somebody's daughter.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
glad
this is
y'all
easy.
niggas said, all right, so let's stay on that. Like,
It was somebody's daughter, but he wasn't around, so I didn't really think about it like that.
Exactly.
yeah.
But
yeah.
Well, look, I didn't think about it when they was around. I'm gonna be honest. Them
niggas was never around.
Was there or not.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's just crazy.
So, like, what having y'all daughters, because you said it makes you basically figure more things about the man that you are or were. Like, what were some of those things that you learned about yourself?
shit, you're not patient. You have to be patient. Understand a woman's feelings and not just shut her out because of what you think and how you feel. And your way ain't the only way to do shit. Like, women think different, they move different, they analyze and break things down way different than what we do. They're way more in touch with their emotions. I ain't gonna say that because there's a lot of emotional ass niggas too. But they just
all-time high.
yeah. But they just process stuff differently. She want to know everything. She want to know why. She want to know this. She want to know that. And that's how she processes them. So you got to be patient when it comes to that and just understand her for what she is. You got to meet her where she is. And I ain't never did it in no relationship I ever had with, privacy. It's like, say, what you on? You ain't doing what I'm doing?
I'm out.
Because there's a bunch of other ones that going to do it.
Yeah.
It's almost like until you have a daughter, you don't even think about doing it for real.
Hell no.
It's almost like, not like that you have bad intentions.
You just don't think
but
about it.
Your brain don't work like that. But it's like when you got a little girl now your own, that just changed the whole game now. Now it's like you got something to protect. You got something, and now you look at your daughter like she's in a world full of all of these savages.
She's in a world full of all of me.
Yeah.
I don't think that, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that she in a world full of savages. I think we grew up in a different time, bro.
Yeah.
To where it was hella acceptable to be hella fucking ignorant.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
don't think it's like that right now. To where all our kids lame as hell. And they definitely,
now.
and they not on what we
now.
was on
Yeah.
in the 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the world is like that. I think I can't raise my daughter through the eyes of what I was raised. Because I was raised more so learning how to survive.
Right.
In that sense of like shit of or survive or being cool.
Yeah.
That's what it was about.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you look at it back, it's like shit, that cool shit whack. The nerds running the fucking world, and that shit don't fucking matter. So you have to raise them in the times that we live now.
Yeah.
So where motherfuckers ain't even on that shit no more that we was on.
Yeah.
I do still think with social media though, like I do think cool. I don't think cool will ever die.
Cool
though.
ain't gonna die.
So like,
I think the fake shit is gonna die. The real gonna last.
okay.
You can't fake being cool. You gonna see straight
I
through
think
that
it's
shit.
the other
Okay.
way.
What? You think the fake shit gonna
I
last?
think the fake gon' last just because it's like we out of that real time now.
But that shit ain't real. That's what I'm saying. Social media is not real. That shit's like a cloud in the fucking sky. It's going
Social
like
media
that.
is motherfuckers' life though.
But that's they live. They live in a world like The Sims and shit like that. But when
Yeah.
think of how many people you know on a personal level that you see all the time. But then on social media, they the total like they outspoken. They say a lot of shit. When you
Hell
see them, they
yeah.
quiet as a motherfucker. That's the real life that you live in. So that ain't reality. You
But
got to
that's
deal with
fake,
reality,
though.
and reality gonna keep it real with you. But
Right.
you gotta let them be that. Let them be fake. But at the nigga like Macho Man, nigga, the cream gonna rise to the top. Man. That fake shit ain't gonna last, man. It's hard to be fake.
That's
Man.
true. If this, yeah, that's true. No, that is true.
But it's not these days. I'm on social media every day. Like it's not hard to be fake.
It is.
It's hard to be proven to be real nowadays.
Bro, if you
It's
got
like,
you got 3 million followers and you sleep on a mattress,
that's what I'm
reality
saying.
gonna check your ass at the end of the fucking day. Cause them followers ain't putting nothing in your pockets.
Yeah, but whatever
No matter
social
what you
media
say, all them
platform
likes,
you
all them
on,
shares, all that shit is not gonna matter. If you ain't equating nothing to your real life, you dealing with that shit. Regardless of how you make it seem amongst the masses, when you sit your ass down at night, you deal with that moment of like, nigga, I don't give a fuck how many followers I got. That shit's lame.
And guess what? They wake up the next day and do that shit all over again.
But then they spinning their tires though. Cause they gonna be 10 years down the line, the real niggas still passing on, they still chugging along. And they ass still in their fucking mattress.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of them successful fake motherfuckers too. Like it's mostly them out there in the social media world.
But that's another conversation, because what's success? Success is what you want it to be. So if I wake up tomorrow like, nigga, I want to go to Sam's.
well, I mean,
And I go to fucking Sam's, nigga, I'm successful.
Yeah.
I did that shit.
not living on a mattress, but able to sustain a certain level of living just off social media shit.
That's true, too.
It's like, so I mean,
Ain't shit ever 100%. There's going to be some shit that slip through the cracks, but they're going to be way more real shit that lasts more than fake.
I want the real to last.
What I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked him. Like, what did you feel like you learned about yourself by having daughters?
That I was, I was selfish. At times inconsiderate. Just a lot, man. It's like, I feel like just like what he said, having a daughter, with kids first and foremost. But when you have a little girl, see, I had twins first, so I had a boy and a girl first. So it's almost like, my daughter was my first kid too. So it's just, it's like when you gotta be real with yourself, it's not comfortable.
Hell no.
But
You look at that mirror. Think of how ugly nigga look when he look in the mirror. That's how it feels. Like,
Yeah,
God damn, bro, I'm ugly
But it
as
makes you
move
move different.
You gotta move different.
So now you gotta
I'm
wear
keep my
some
hair
fly
cut.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
It just make you move.
You gotta move different.
Different, and it's like for me, I know I treat women different as a whole. Better. I probably treat my mom better than that. Just everything. Because it's like I get it.
Yeah.
Like I get it now. Like this is my girl who gonna be somebody mama, who gonna be somebody grandmama, who gonna so it's like
And then
who gonna be somebody girlfriend one day.
And your daughter first superhero and her first boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, she looks at you like that. Like, you can't do no wrong in her eyes. So you don't want to lead her fleeting and actually out here on some bullshit, because she gonna remember all this shit. Kids remember every fucking thing. They may not say nothing, but if you ain't treating her mama right,
Yep.
how she think she gonna deal with you when your ass get old?
Yep.
She ain't gonna fuck with you because she remember that shit.
Right.
Yeah, you dad, but that's mama, nigga.
Yeah.
So
Why do y'all think it takes having a daughter to realize all this shit? Like, as men, like,
it humbles you.
but I'm saying, like, but where is the disconnect? Like, why couldn't a lot of men, like, just grow up treating women like how y'all saying y'all are learning to do it?
Because we wasn't taught to.
Yeah.
It was a learned behavior.
Honestly. Yeah.
Nigga, I'm telling you, that shit was cool to disrespect women.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like, you ain't getting no chicks unless you ignorant. Because everybody remember that moment where that shit switched for you. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't born like this.
Right.
I was born, like, super respectful and all that.
Hell
But then you
yeah.
realize, nigga, nice guys finish last early.
Yeah.
So I remember shit at 14 when my shit switched. And so I went on like a 15-year run of just not giving a fuck about girls. Because I ain't never want to
Yeah.
feel that shit ever again. Like, nah, I don't want to be that nigga.
Man, this chick straight told me that basically I was smothering her. That's what started my whole tour with women, because I'm like,
Okay.
me and her was right there. That was like my first girlfriend, first everything.
Loved her.
I did it right.
Loved
I did
her.
it right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like her friends was like
In
kind
her-
of jealous of our relationship, how she always wanted to be around me, maybe so much not them. You know, they thought that was weird. So they would tell her, man, he always smothering you. So that kind of, she hurt that so much that when we got into it about something and she kind of said that, and I'm like,
Damn.
that's the worst feeling in the world.
Because you feel like
Because it's
feel like the ultimate
I feel
simp,
a motherfucking
nigga.
pest.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah. It's
Ultimate
like, it's like you
simp.
feel like, damn, like this is the most not cool shit you could ever be affiliated with.
So then you
know?
just create that fucking callous, nigga, because you don't ever want to be
Yeah.
vulnerable ever again.
Yeah.
You remember how that shit feel. And then, on top of that, that's the same shit like fucking 400 Degrees came out. And then you hear Juvenile talking about, if I'm in a room with a bitch and the hoe wanna fuck like a man, I'm gonna beat my meat to get my fuck. I'm like, damn, you can do that?
Is that legal?
Then you can,
That was not legal.
so that's how you treating them?
Right.
That's how you do them?
Yeah.
And from that on, nigga, it's
Yeah.
bitches
And at
ain't
the
shit but
same
hoes and
time,
tricks.
The women at this time is okay with this too. So it's like that's kind of that's kind of how it worked for you. You know, that's how you be
And then
successful.
and
with
you start getting
being
you was getting
disrespectful.
chicks with stupid shit like, hey, when we fucking.
Yeah.
And that shit don't fucking work.
So how all right. How do we I'm saying we like I got kids. but how do we just as adults, black men adults, right? Guard against like knowing kind of the negative shit that works, but not wanting your child or your daughter to be the girl that it works on. Cause I would imagine, I would assume that the savage niggas that y'all turned into after you realize like, oh shit, like the negative shit kind of work.
Yeah.
Like it only really works on a certain type of girl.
Yeah, who ain't got no confidence.
Right.
She ain't got no self-esteem. And that's why I go back to what I said. You have to instill that shit in her early. Let her know her value to where that shit ain't gonna work. Let her know her worth, because that shit is not gonna work on a girl who know her worth. I can't go with no girl who know her worth and say, when we fucking,
That shit ain't
that
even
shit
an
is
option.
not gonna fly. But if she don't know her worth and she just want to be accepted by a male because her dad wasn't there, she gonna go for it.
Yeah, cause she don't know.
She don't know.
She on the
I don't
search.
know. We don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody broke in this motherfucking situation. We just trying to put our pieces together.
Damn. That's fucking tough. You said it's well. Why? Why is it triggering for you? You could.
Because I was a girl.
Okay.
It's a bunch of them.
I mean, yeah. Just not knowing, like, that I was worthy of more. So, like, that was my first, like, real boyfriend. So, yeah, like, after that, and talking to other dudes in, like, middle school and shit like that, like, dudes would come to me and say disrespectful shit, and it wouldn't come off as, like, oh, like, that's rude, or who you talking to? It was more like, okay.
It just be regular.
Damn right.
It became normal after a while.
We gonna look
One
at
question before I forget. The one thing that I did write down and like type in my notes was I was watching something, or I looked at something on social media, and it was like along the lines of a woman basically saying, like most of these niggas ain't shit, or a lot of niggas ain't shit. That
Yeah.
whole we see that all the time.
Yeah.
But what it made me think of was, as you're raising your daughters, are you raising them in the style of to be able to seek out the good in men, or are you raising them to be able to recognize the trash in men?
I think it's more so you just
The latter for me.
I don't.
Why you say that?
That's why I had to laugh.
It's no wrong answer, but
Yeah.
I felt like that was a really great question, like, because it's like sometimes, like, you know how, like, if you look for positive, you'll find positive. If you look for negative, you'll find negative. Not necessarily meaning that you'll be attracted to negative,
Right.
but you like a girl who goes through a nigga's, you always find what you look for in one way or another. Right. Not saying that you're gonna accept it or like it or love it, but you're gonna find that shit because that's exactly what you're looking for. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I ain't mean to cut you off. So like, you say that you are doing it so they can find the negative or the trash in men. Like, why?
That's
why?
not well. I guess I never noticed that I do it like that until you asked that. But it's like I don't really have a reason behind the way I do that. It's like I guess I don't necessarily do it like that either. I always joke and be like, well, whenever you get married when you 55, it's like niggas is like not even
on the radar
foreseeable at all, nowhere
yeah.
near, so it's like
Yeah.
I kind of play off it like that. So I don't really be like, you gotta watch out for this type of nigga and this type of nigga. Now I might, if they give me reason to, like if I see them liking, like if they show me a motherfucker who they like and he look like what's dude name? Crazy dude.
Crazy dude.
The dude that's in jail now. But he real popular with the
Oh,
kids.
fucking Takashi?
Nah.
Nigga ain't in jail.
Smurder?
Damn, no.
Oh, you talking about
the dude that killed his friends.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
The dude that killed his friends. What's his
Who,
name?
the rapper nigga.
Dude
I know you're talking about.
That look crazy. I forgot his name.
I know you're talking
but
about. I don't know
like,
his name.
But like,
That's all the
but
niggas,
that's
huh?
my fear. My daughter showing me
A
who
nigga
her
look like
boyfriend
that.
is, and this motherfucker look like him. I'm like, damn, dog.
But if that's how all the niggas look, then that's how the niggas she gonna bring home.
Exactly. So it's like I don't really have no control over it like that, but it's just
Though.
like
But that don't mean he about that. Or he could, like I said about the social media shit.
Yeah,
he could just be portraying to be that nigga. That don't mean he about that because he look like that.
I can't think of that nigga name for shit though.
Talking about
but this
Cole?
nigga popular though.
I know you talk. He made a song about it and all that shit, right?
About killing his friends.
Well, he in jail now for allegedly killing his friends, but like,
Oh.
he killed two of his best friends, his other friend.
They were his best friends.
This shit was crazy.
Yo, this nigga.
We getting off topic and shit.
Right.
But yeah, like how you feel about it? Like as far as, do you feel like you're raising or teaching to like see the good in people, or not even people, but men, or like the trash in men? Or if y'all haven't come to those conversations, you know what I'm saying, how do you think that you would?
We don't really discuss about, her foreseeable future of sadly dating men and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just more so gearing her up to just know who she is.
I got
If
you.
you know who you are,
Yeah.
you're going to be solid around no matter what. Because they're going to come a day your ass ain't going to be at the crib. You're going to go to college. I ain't going to be able to do shit about that.
Yeah.
But if I put all the tools that you need in your toolbox, you'll be good.
Up
I
until
feel
then,
cool
yeah.
as a parent, but I know until then, every single day I got to pour it into you.
Yep.
Every day. Let you know, hey man, you beautiful. You're great. You're smart. Because shit, that's how women need. And women
that's
need that
important,
shit
too.
every day. Every day. We don't need that shit at all.
Now you said in the very beginning, you said something about it's not just about like, paying bills or working or something. It's about being present.
Right.
Like what does being present consist of?
Listen to her when she want to talk. If she want to come, she just want to sit next to you, up under you, and tell you about her day. Listen to her about her day. Not just, I'm the man of the house. I pay the bills. That's it. It's a bunch of women who dads did that, and they never developed anything outside of that. It was just about a financial relationship. So when they get older, he might spaz out on her. You only want me for my money. I'm like, well, nigga, that's the relationship you develop with her. That's all she know you for. It's providing. But it takes a lot more than just keeping the lights on. That's one part of the job, but as far as the communicating and the self-uplifting and all of that, I think it's way more important. Because she ain't going to remember what the fuck I got her for Christmas when she was 5.
Yeah.
But when she off into the world, hopefully she hear my voice and she remember what I told her when she was 5.
Right.
And that carries more weight to me.
Got you.
And make them talk too.
Yeah.
It's like, because some kids, these kids these days, it's kind of hard for them to,
Communicate
At
and
least
shit.
I find, yes.
Yeah.
It's like it's very difficult communicating with a lot of kids because they really don't want to even engage in the shit that you ask them about. But my thing is, see, I got a son that's like that though. But I make his ass talk though. Like he like he'll text and be like, "Dad, can I get $15?"
Why you texting
I'm like,
me,
"Why you need $15?" And he like, game. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I'm like, man, you need to learn how to communicate, dog. Like what game? So I'll be like, what game? He'd be like, this game online. What game online?
Yeah, nigga,
Do you
explain.
need the $15 for? Like, and he like, he'll say something crazy, and I'm like, okay, why you need to get this now? So it's like I force him
to have a
I
conversation.
force them to have a conversation.
Oh,
with me.
what the fuck? Oh, boy. Hey, nigga.
Hold up.
Cut.
I ain't even religious.
What the hell? Yo, God, see? Talking about bougie. Shit.
It's still the South Side,
It don't
goddamn.
matter though.
Yeah, this
But-
outside.
Damn, I forgot what your niggas was saying.
Hey,
you talking about the game and shit.
Check my drawers.
Communication, making them talk. Just making them express themselves.
Why do you feel like that's important?
That's important because, see, I feel like our generation never had that issue. We always knew how to communicate
we the last
on a certain level.
We the last generation that knew life before the internet.
Yes.
After that, niggas been born into the internet world.
Yeah. So it's like my son in particular, he be glued to the game hours and hours. Like he played the game way longer than I could ever imagine having the ability to play the game for that long.
You know you know that for sure.
Huh?
How old is he?
12.
That nigga's jacking off.
Hey, nah.
He got the game on
Yeah,
simulator.
that nigga's not playing the game. He fuck with the joystick.
Nah, any of my
And hit the one your ass.
Look, I promise though. My other two sons,
Yeah.
I would put that on them before I put my oldest son. He don't even want to go nowhere near the girl topic at all. It's like he.
It's too uncomfortable for him.
Yes, it's like he don't even want to tell me a chick he like. It's like, but see, he told his brothers a chick he liked like maybe like a year or two ago. But it's like he's real closed in. I got one son that's like he be like, he got all the chicks.
Yeah.
I got that's my youngest boy. Then it's like the one that's in the middle. He kind of like a blend of them both. He laid back and cool, but he like, he ain't afraid to be like, I like that or whatever. So it's like, but my oldest son, man, I promise, that nigga's totally, look, that nigga's on the game, dog. Like, I would put my life on it, dog. It's like, I don't get it. Look, he got my name.
I don't get it.
He got my name and everything, and I already know what I was on when I was 12. We was trying to get up in some.
Yeah,
it's not like that. Dude still in La La Land. I promise. It's like that's why my boys was just saying, they was like, I wonder how Kev gonna be when we get to high school with the girls, because he don't even want to be fixated on that, but I think he really scared of getting rejected. Rejected.
Yeah.
And some boys just be like, I ain't gotta fuck with that shit right now, no way. But see,
why do y'all feel like the communication part is so big, like with your little girls though?
Because if they don't talk to you, they gonna talk to somebody. But I'd rather her get the information from me than from some bullshit. Like you go to school and hear from your friends who don't know shit. And they just telling you bullshit and you believing it.
Kids dumb as hell.
Yeah, dumb as fuck. Don't know shit. Ain't been outside. But they sitting here telling you, yeah, girl, that's what it is. Nah. Talk to me. We can be open about anything. I want you to be comfortable to come to me and talk to me about shit. What's
one of the things that they've come to you with that was like the most shocking, just based on like you wasn't prepared for it based on like how young they are still.
Damn, what did she ask me? She asked me something weird before.
My daughter, so I kind of set myself up a little bit like a few weeks ago. I was we all was in a car, and I just had the girls with me. So it's like when they be with me by themselves, I talk to them. I grill them the whole time. I be talking to them about all type of stuff. So I messed around and asked, do they like boys yet? Right. So my oldest daughter kind of gave me this like, I'm like, so I already know what that meant. So it's like, but I had to have her hurt my feelings in real time and just tell me, it's like, but I already know, women do that. All women do that shit to where it's like, I already know the answer, but like, so she told me, that, she do like little boys or whatever. And so, that she's there now. So, but my youngest, she was like, nah, which I don't know. Cause she's just as big as my oldest kid. So, it's just weird, but it's like, my oldest definitely told me that she like boys now. So guns and cock.
All right. So this is gonna be an awkward question, right? But like, have y'all daughters began like puberty yet? Or had they periods yet?
No.
Yes.
Damn.
No, but yes.
Nah.
That fucked me up.
Thank God.
I'm not even gonna lie.
That's her mama's job when it comes to that shit.
But this is where I'm going with this, right?
That's how some niggas feel.
No,
though.
but I'm
Look,
saying,
I wanted to know.
Fam.
Be second. Something happened.
I've never had a menstrual cycle, so how can I educate you? Nigga, when you sick, you go to the doctor. You don't go to Jiffy Lube. Nigga, you gonna go to some motherfucker who know what they
Hold up.
talking about.
I ain't gonna educate you.
Yeah.
I just want to know.
I don't want to know.
Right.
Why I need to know?
Well, I'm saying because that's because I'm obviously I'm not a woman either.
Yeah.
But like, isn't that like the beginning of
Yeah.
puberty, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the reason I asked that is like, if they hit in puberty, that means like their bodies are starting to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like, how do you handle that? Like seeing your little girl, your little precious baby, you know what I'm saying, whatever, like slowly but surely like start to turn into a young woman. A young lady, like, you know what I'm saying?
It's reality, nigga. It's heavy. Cause you remember her when she couldn't hold her head up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now she like, she older, she taller, she way more mature.
Got an attitude
Yeah.
for no reason. You like, hold up. That time of the damn month, so?
Ultimate woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. But shit, nigga, you just gotta deal with that shit. What you gonna do? Stop the clock?
See, I personally had a conversation, but it's like my kid's mom told me when my oldest daughter had started a little something or whatever. It wasn't nothing major. It was just like a little something. And then shortly after that, my youngest daughter had hers. You know, they say when women be synced up a little bit. So she started hers a little early. And, you know, but yeah, it's like, you know, I wanted to know that for some reason. I wanted to know when they hit that curve.
Yeah.
You know, so I could talk to them and, you know.
What you gonna say, bro?
Shit, I already talked to him. Shit, we was at the park, man. I made it. You know, we all, you know, I had all my kids with me.
You
we
made
was
a
hooping,
whole.
and I walked off. You know, one of the, you know, because my girls are real close to me, so it's like I walked off to answer the phone or something. You know, they followed behind me, whatever. So I was like, this perfect time to, you know, just let them know that I know, and you know, I'm gonna have everything prepared for them at the house and shit like that. See, your situation different.
Yeah.
See, if I was married to their mom,
Then you'll let her handle
I
it.
probably wouldn't have. I probably would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, me and
That's
their mom not
understandable.
together, so it's like,
Yeah, I get
I kind of gotta.
I get it. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, so.
Cause I'm Euro stepping that shit like a motherfucker.
Easy. It's over here.
Mama.
Now, one thing like in the black community, and I talked to Mies about this months ago, where I think it was I was like on live or something, like ranting and raving about you know, how some black women like seem like really, you know, standoffish when you try to approach them, attitude, whatever, you know, that whole typical shit or whatever. But one thing that he had mentioned, he was like, in our community, because I don't really know what goes on outside our shit.
Right.
But he was like, in our community, bro, like, for one, like, girls are developing a lot faster. Just naturally, black people in general, men and women, just, nigga, our bodies is different. Like, you know what I'm saying? They more advanced or whatever. So he was like, you got to understand, bro, like, sometimes girls who might be 10, 11, 12 is getting approached by grown men from 10, 11, and 12 years old from then until the rest of their life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna, and at that young of an age, I can imagine, like, you really don't understand, like, why is this grown ass nigga, like,
Trying to holler at me.
making these advances at me and shit like that. And then, you know, like, some niggas be saying anything.
Right.
Like you said earlier, like, yo, like, can we fuck, or like,
Yeah.
or catcalling or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, when he said it to me, because he got a little girl.
Right.
When he said it to me, it low key, it opened my eyes, even though I've never been the catcalling nigga, but it opened my eyes to kind of, like, try to put myself in the shoes of an 12-year-old girl who's still developing, not being able to really compute, like, why this time last year nobody was doing this,
Right.
but now all of a sudden strangers are coming up to me trying to talk to me. So like, imagine going through that for a couple years, 6 years. Now you're 18. Now you're 20. So like now you have like kind of like created this wall. of like, because you tired of this now.
Right.
So like, I guess my question to all of that is like, how do y'all prepare to have those kind of conversations with your daughters, or is that even something that you've even thought about yet, or thought of like even guarding them from older dudes who don't seem to notice that, oh, this is a little girl,
Right.
as opposed to this might be, a young lady.
That's tough, bro. Cause I think my daughter is aware that her dad is a little crazy. I think she knows that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never really thought about that, like having that conversation with her, cause I don't know certain shit like that. I don't know how I handle it, bro. I don't know.
Nah, I know.
No, I'm saying in the strength.
I know exactly how
I'm saying in the strength of like how I know I'm gonna fly off the handle.
I know how this nigga handle it too.
But how far off the handle am I gonna fly though? That's what I'll be
as
thinking
far as
about.
you can fucking fly.
But the thing is, though, it's not. I'm not. This isn't a scenario where I feel like you would be there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, say if
Yeah,
you.
but shit, we gonna go find this nigga though.
Yeah.
And we gonna find him. We gonna find somebody.
Have y'all seen The Irishman?
Yeah,
Have y'all seen that movie?
yeah.
Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
It was a scene in there where the daughter like went into the store. I don't know if you remember. She went into the store. She was about to like buy something. I don't remember the details, but basically what happened was like the store clerk kind of sort of like slowly like shoved her or put his hand on the girl in an unnecessary way.
Right.
And she came home. She told her pop, which was De Niro.
Yeah.
And he walked his ass right back down to the store, drugged that nigga out the joint, like fucked him up. But what it did was like, it showed that he's gonna do anything to protect her, but it also kind of showed that she was afraid to kind of go to him in the future because
She gonna act like that.
Because he was gonna go over the top with everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
She
like,
might lose her dad
yeah,
in the process.
She don't want to see him like that.
Either in jail, whatever.
yeah,
like,
or just the fact of like, you know how sometimes you overreact. Sometimes you blow things out of proportion.
All the time.
Yeah,
But it's like, it would be along the same lines of like if you know a nigga who a shooter, right?
Right.
You're not gonna go to him for every little problem.
Because you know you're gonna shoot every motherfucker.
Yeah,
body.
exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you start to like pick and choose like your battles of what you go tell the shooter nigga, because you don't want nobody to die over this shit. But you
do you nigga?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm
girl in it.
That's the
Gotcha.
that's the
Right.
analogy.
She don't
Like,
want nigga to die.
she don't
Right.
want you know what I'm saying, like she wants to be protected, but she doesn't want to be protected in the sense of like, now I'm making my father this murderous criminal villain, whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, how would y'all? And I'm not saying that y'all have
Dealt with it yet?
yeah, but like, how do you think? I guess you would try to toe that line, so to speak.
I think her best bet is just tell her mom. Don't tell me. Because I ain't gonna toe the line.
I got you.
Just tell your mama, man, because
It's like
I ain't there yet. I don't think, for one, I don't want to be there yet. So that ain't something that I'm gonna work on
Right.
to even get to that
Right.
point. Like, I don't even want to be there.
I got you.
So yeah, just tell your mama about that. Don't tell me, because it gonna get to that point.
Yeah.
Man, it's something like I want to know and I don't want to know at the same time. It's like I don't want to know to save myself, you know, but it's like I do want to know everything that goes on with them. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. That's
Deep as a
rough one,
motherfucker,
man.
nigga. Damn.
It's
I
like-
would
it's
post
like-
some more Hennessy. If Travis ain't touch, if he ain't touched that shit, I'll drink
One
some
thing
more.
I did say when I first had my first daughter
Yeah.
is that I got a good reason to go to jail now, just in case.
That's
It's
good.
Like, I
That's
already
good.
had that.
That's
in
good
my
trouble,
head.
nigga.
Yeah, it's like if like you gotta have an understanding with yourself. Like you might have to take it there with somebody one day about your daughter.
But it's a balance.
But it's
It's a balance, because it's good trouble to where you would go to jail, but if you do that, then she's really vulnerable.
Then she's
she's
really
out
out
here. Yeah, and you can't do shit about it.
See, yeah. So that's
That's when you call the shooter.
it's crazy. Yeah, that's when you hire somebody.
Think, nigga, think.
That's when you get involved in some conspiracy.
That's funny, man.
Right
like
there.
what in what area do you feel like y'all have like grown the most just as a result of having your daughter?
Understanding women,
Okay.
100%. Understanding why they think like they think and move how they move.
Now, do you feel like it makes you like a? Have you seen like a legitimate like boost in your relation or your marriage? You know what I'm saying? Like after you had a daughter, like was there like a significant like a light that went off? Like damn, like I get my wife more now.
Yeah. Based off learning how to communicate better.
Okay.
And understanding why she think like she think, because her father wasn't there in her life either. So a lot of times you might catch strays or bullets from something that got nothing to do with you. It's just because how she feel about her childhood. So instead of me lashing out like, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I get why she coming like that. I know why she feel like that.
Is it that you just get it, or do y'all actually like
We talk
have
about it.
Okay, yeah.
We talk about every fucking thing. Like, yeah, so we talk about the shit. She very vocal about it, and I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because for her too, man. If it's somebody you don't care about, you don't want to hear nothing they got to say.
Yep.
I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. You acting fucking, you crying and shut the fuck up.
Yep.
I don't want to hear that shit. But if it's somebody you care about and you love, you're going to take the time out to actually understand where they're coming from. Even if you don't get it, you're going to respect it. And let them feel how they want to feel. Like, let them embrace how they feeling at that moment. Because shit, feelings is just like clouds. They just come and go. So let them have a moment to be in that. And then just go from there.
Yeah. What about you?
Same with me. Like, you know, hurting people that you close to, like your lady or something, that like hurt your feelings a little bit. That's what I've come to notice. Like when you really take the time to care about somebody and care about their feelings, you know, you want to keep them on a certain level at all times. It's like when that breakage happened, you know, that never feels good for me. But see, I'm the type of nigga that I'm gonna make it better. Because I'm a fuck with you after this.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna do something to, you know, I'm gonna keep doing shit to just break that ice, like, you know, completely. So, yeah, I agree what he said, totally.
Do y'all cause y'all both got daughters and sons, right?
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like you raise them differently, even though y'all in the same house?
I think you got to raise every kid differently. Even if I had 5 sons, that's 5 different individuals.
Okay.
And one, I can yell at one and he may not, it won't ruffle him at all. I can yell at another one and he might shut down. So just based off just individuals, you have to treat them all different. Like I got 3 kids, but yeah, my daughter and my son, different things make them tick. My other one, but he too young. He 3 months, so he don't know yet. But I'm pretty sure his mindset and how he do things is gonna be totally different from the other 2 as well. So all of them are just their own individuals. So it's not one way to do shit.
Gotcha.
That's my problem, I think. Cause see, I had my kids. So I got 5 kids. I had them in like a year and 10 months.
Oh,
Okay.
5?
Yeah.
But drink again.
In that time.
All 5?
Shit.
All 5?
So it's like it's hard for me not to raise them the same
That
way.
nigga had a recession.
Because they basically all the same age. That was a fucked up time. The recession days, that was when I had them.
Oh shit.
Dark days.
Dark
but,
days.
But it's like, yeah, it's kind of hard for me not to raise them the same way. I gotta fall back out of that sometime. Like it's just different little stuff. Like even with my daughters, that my 12-year-old daughter can do, but my 10-year-old daughter can't do. But she don't understand it because she's bigger than my 12-year-old. You know, so it's like weird shit like that. You know, that like it be like, all right, I gotta remember, like, all right, Courtney, you gotta wait on this a little bit. You know, let Ken do this, and you know, so it's difficult though for me. You know, his kids a little more space. How old is your son and daughter?
My son is 6. My son's 6. My daughter 9.
See, it's a little bit of a difference to where it's like, all right, yeah, it's like 3 years, but like when they all basically within a year apart, it's like it's kind of you know, tricky a little bit, but.
I got you. The reason I asked that question, you gave a great answer. I wasn't prepared for you to even say that, right?
Right.
The reason I was asking it though is because like I feel like, just to kind of tie it into like dating real quick, I feel like there's I feel like there's a really big disconnect right now for single black people, but I think that there's a disconnect between men and women because if you like go really, really far back down the line, I feel like even if we was like maybe raised under one roof, I feel like we was raised differently based on like our gender.
Right.
Like, you know
Like,
what I'm saying?
the dude can stay out late, but the girl can't. Shit like that. Yeah.
Or like you're super protective over the girl, but the boy has more freedom. Or like for instance, in my the way that I was raised, right? Just in terms of goals and dreams and aspirations, like I wasn't never pressured about like marriage or relationships. It was always like, yo, you want to play ball? Like, all right, go for it as long as you want. And just be sure to do these certain things because that's gonna be the best way to get you there. But then when I talk to women, like a big part of what they were kind of like coached into having like as a goal is like more so like being a wife or finding a man or finding somebody who's gonna finding a husband basically. Like and it's strange to me because it's like having your goals involve another person that's not even who doesn't even exist yet. It's kind of crazy to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then it's like once we like the man or the boy growing up to being a man based off of how he was parented, which is basically like just make sure that you're good. Mm-hmm. But then the woman like growing up and she was parented in terms of like trying to like companionship, I guess is like the most important thing or one of the most important things that defines her womanhood.
Right.
Like we both 26 now. We on two totally different pages, even though we the same age.
Right.
So that's why I was asking y'all the question as to like if there are any like differences in how you raise a kid based on whether they're a boy or a girl. Mm-hmm. But that was a dope answer because I wasn't expecting you to say that shit. But it makes sense. Though.
Sound stupid, nigga?
I
I wasn't expecting this shit from you.
Pleasantly surprised.
I wasn't expecting because I just wasn't expecting you to say that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Or whatever, but that makes a lot of sense. But I don't feel like a lot of people do that though.
I don't think a lot of people know. We just know what we taught. We won't ever really feel like we're gonna sit down and think for ourselves. You just know what you're told to do and what you did growing up. Like, I'm gonna do the same shit. Yeah. Even though you know that shit ain't fucking work. Yeah. You still gonna go along with it because for one, it's comfortable and you're familiar with it.
Yep.
So you know to go outside of that, it's kind of hard to break the mold, especially when you are doing it. It kind of ostracizes you too from your immediate family if you do shit different. You raise your kids totally fucking different than what everybody else around you raised your kids. Yeah. Me and my wife deal with that all the time because of a lot of like both sides of our family are pretty much single mothers. Mm. Our family is just me and my wife, our 3 kids. So when it comes to like holidays and shit like that, we want to create our own memories on how we do shit. They used to everybody being a single mother, let's go over mama house. Mm-hmm. Right. But we not finna split our family up like that and then you go over your mama house, I'll go over my mama house. That's not how we doing it. Yeah. So it's either get down or lay down. You know what I'm saying? So over time, they respect it, but you have to respect it. You can't do nothing else. But we know what we trying to do. We know what we're trying to do with our kids. So that's ultimately the most important thing. Yeah. So fuck your feelings.
What? Because I talked about this recently. Like, it is kind of blasphemous to kind of critique like your black parents in a way, right? Mm-hmm. But like, what would y'all do? What would y'all do, or what are y'all doing differently with your children versus like how your parents did with you?
Everything.
Everything, dog.
From the top to the fucking bottom, nigga.
Yeah. I remixed that whole shit.
Like, go deeper into that though. Like, why? Like,
so like, as far as not to say my parents did a
bad job.
A bad job. Yeah. And it was I stayed with my mom, my dad. They got divorced about halfway through my childhood or whatever, so I had to go through the other half, without them being there or whatever. And I mean, my mom was cool, but it's like I just, it's almost like I was the bad kid, all my life. So like my mama kind of straight narrow. So like anything negative that flew my way, she was just always like, it had to be you, because it's always, it always is you. And I know with my kids, I listen even to my, even to my most troubled kid. I always listen to what they say happened. Listen to what whoever else said happened, and make my little evaluation there. 'Cause most time it's most time it's in the middle. But I just remember being that troublesome kid, to where teachers would say little shit like if it was a crowd of motherfuckers that did something and they seen me over there, they would pick me out and they would call my mom and be like, I did this. Nobody else get a call. So my mom was always, the teacher was right and shit. So it's like fuck that, because I was a kid. I was the kid that straight got did dirty, So it's like I'm gonna raise from another perspective, So
Right.
like that's mainly my thing, really. Like I still say that shit to this day to my mom. I'm like, Ma, you never like she don't even think I work probably now. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, dog. Like man, it's crazy.
That
like,
nigga's lying.
She always look at me like, what this nigga up to?
Go up to some bullshit.
Right.
Oh,
but my
that's
sister
funny.
never got that. My sister never was a problem.
Hell yeah.
Always did her thing. Always got good.
That's
it's
funny,
like I was always like the black sheep. So it's like I just never black sheep none of my kids basically.
Right.
Gotcha.
We kind of had like the same mom, nigga.
We just talking about
We just
that,
talking
like-
about that. It's the same. It's the same way, but kind of like what he said. I just let my kids talk and I listen to them.
Yep.
And I don't shut them down. I think my mom, like, she wasn't a bad mom, nothing like that. It wasn't that type of embracing relationship.
Right.
It was just shit. You my son, I'm your mama, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You do what I say, that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else outside of that. But how my brain work, nigga, I want to know why things work like that. I can't follow. You can't say go this way. I'm like, nigga, why I'm going that way?
Yeah.
She wouldn't like that.
That's
shit.
unpopular in black culture.
Questioning
like,
shit. Questioning. She ain't like, hey, nigga, shut up. I told you to do this. So I think that she had an assumption for what my life was supposed to be.
Hold on, time out.
I ain't gonna forget.
I'm trying not to laugh at you,
That's why I'm
but I always think that that's so funny. So I'm over here like trying not to.
Jiggling the camera.
Yes.
That shit true though, man.
I think we always said that shit about our moms though.
That's why. And they both go to fucking Friendly Temple.
Ain't that a bitch?
Ain't that
But
a
look,
fucking
but look, hold up. And that's why we used to always be at fucking Mike's house.
Get the fuck away from Mama house.
See, I'm starting to realize it's like niggas like Ron. We about to pull him from the crib, because mom's like,
Mom wasn't like that.
Ron mama, shit,
I just
she
told
was.
my mom
Just
today
just
for my
keep it
birthday.
over there, nigga.
She raised damn near all of us.
Yes,
Mike
mama
is
brought me some shorts. Nigga,
Mike is
straight to the crib.
Mike is the glue to every fucking thing.
Yeah.
The reason why everybody knows each other is because of Mike.
Yep.
He's a fucking glue. He the fucking point guard, and he put all this shit together.
That's crazy.
That's the truth though.
Cause see, we always thought of Mike in the other way as far
What?
as the assist with the chicks.
Yeah.
But he
was that too.
He assisted this shit too.
He was that too.
Loud ass bag,
All the
nigga.
hella funny. He said,
Oh, or something.
he like, cut. What the fuck is going on?
Go get a bowl or something so you don't have to keep saying.
This
He
nigga.
good.
Hey man.
My bad. You said Mike you thought it was with the chicks, but
Yeah, Mike done threw assists.
He
for
put all
us
this shit
though.
together.
He linked us all.
He should have been like a fucking A&R or some shit. Fucking Jay Prince.
that's fucking hilarious.
Nigga, I forgot what I said. I said I wasn't gonna forget, and I forgot this shit.
Damn, I don't
About,
I'm not talking about my
talking
mom.
about what you would do different. Talking back, you always ask why.
Yeah, I always ask
yeah.
why. Like, you said that black parents hate.
Oh yeah,
asking
that's
shit.
like the black culture. Like you
Yeah.
just don't do that.
But I think that it was more so. She didn't want to raise me in the time. She wanted me to raise me in the time that she grew up in.
Yep.
But she grew up in like the 50s in
Damn,
Mississippi and
60s
shit
and
like
shit,
that. 50s
yeah.
and 60s and shit like that in Mississippi. We live in St. Louis, Missouri. We live in the city. It's totally different. You can't raise me how you was raised. You went to segregated schools. I ain't go to that shit.
Exactly.
I ain't. You know your neighbor and all. They won't know these motherfuckers we live around.
We don't fuck with them.
And like, that's what I said. I think that she already had my life planned out what she wanted me to be.
That's how my mom was.
I was everything but that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had a cousin who he a doctor, and she always compared me to him. You don't want to be that nigga.
Right. My mama wanted me.
Man, I want to get some
Carlton
bitches.
Banks. She wanted me to
Exactly.
wear polo sweaters, khakis and shit, loafers. Like, nah, man.
Nigga, I
Like,
want to get some bitches and play sports.
yes.
That's
Like, I
it.
want to be on some cool shit.
I hate school. I don't want to do that shit. I ain't trying to do none of that shit. So
hate it.
I think that developed another thing on me as well. The same callus I had growing up without a father, she gave me a callus too. And that shit, it took my wife a long time to chip away at that callus too, because it made me closed off as well to like emotional love and shit like that. Because I ain't get that shit from my mama.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I got it, it's kind of weird. Like when I first met, I'm like, don't touch my face. I don't like nobody touching me. Don't do none of that shit. I ain't like to be connected. Probably because I ain't want to be vulnerable once again. But back to the question. There.
Have you gone to therapy?
No.
Okay.
I feel like I just therapize myself, if that's a word.
I only asked that because it sounds like.
Sound like I've been in therapy?
Yeah.
Nah, I just sit in a lot of shit and think about it.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Like if I play it back, I always ask myself, like, well, why the fuck am I like this? Why? The same way. I question shit. So I question shit about myself all the time too. To think like, damn, why did I do that? Why did I do that? It's always a rhyme and reason. Everything has a reason of why it fucking happens.
Right.
So I just think about it.
Damn.
But she wasn't a bad mother. She just
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just got our complaints.
But the thing, what's funny is like you, just how you said you're your daughter's like first superhero, first boy, like that's with everybody, right? So
Yeah.
like, I know when I was little, I used to look up to my mom and my dad like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But then it's like once you get to a certain point in life, you start to realize like they just people.
they just human beings.
Like
bro.
they people, like they got
Motherfuckers
their
be having
strengths and their
kids and don't be knowing
weaknesses.
no. Yeah, they don't be
Yeah,
knowing.
like you know what I'm saying? Niggas just
and,
winging it. Like
and people can't give you what they ain't got.
Yep.
So you can't expect shit from them.
Yep.
You want this type of mother, you want this father, whatever. But if they ain't never got that, how they gonna give it to you?
Right.
So you can't be that too hard on them. You just pick up and learn from it. You learn from it like we learning from it to where, okay, now I know what not to do with my kids.
Right.
'Cause I know how that shit made me feel when I ain't had that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is moms never even, well, I don't know about your mom, but my mom never remembers the shit that I bring up. And I be like, Mom, remember you said that shit? She be like, I don't remember none of this shit. Like, I'm like, damn, you don't remember nothing.
Remember you called me a bitch ass nigga? Nah.
Yeah, I'm like, you call me a bitch ass
I remember my
nigga.
mama told me I was getting in trouble in middle school and shit a lot. And she told me, because, I'm from New Orleans, so we moved here when I was like 6. So I was getting in trouble a lot in middle school, which is a sign that not you talk to this nigga, but, she tough parenting type shit. And she like, I'm going to send you to New Orleans so them boys can beat you up. It offended me because obviously you don't think I got hands either.
Nah.
That you going to think that I can't go to New Orleans.
She knew you thought you was tough, so that's how they pull your card. They
But
like,
you
"I'm
know what I'm saying?
down
So you-
to where them real niggas at.
You call me a bitch though, because you saying if I go to New Orleans, I can't win no fights. That's how I took
She
it.
was pulling your card. over there.
Put that
Well,
shit,
mamas
put that shit
do
back
that.
in your pocket.
Yeah.
Don't pull my card,
That's
man.
crazy. Yo, so before we started recording, right, when y'all just came in, we was just chopping up in the kitchen and shit. I remember you had said something about we was talking about like y'all kids is like in Zoom or homeschool or whatever.
Yeah, man.
And but you had said something about like I'm not the bar, like they supposed to be better than like just going deeper into that. Like what do you mean exactly by
So
that?
I tell the kids, boys and girls alike, like all the time, like I'm like, you gotta beat me. So it's like if you looking at me like I'm all the way here, that's what you're up against plus more. So it's like, it's like I know I do my best. They probably think of me, they probably think highly of me, but it's like your kids gotta think higher about you. So it's like it's just the way things really supposed to be. I'm like I'm like a better extension of my father.
Right.
And then it's supposed to carry on just like that.
Like
my
a new,
mother,
like a new iPhone.
Yeah. So it's like that's kind of how I embedded in there. So it's like if you make it to me, that's not a fail, but that's not where you're supposed to be.
Right.
So that's kind of how I preach it.
But shit, you already got an advantage over me, because you got a father, an active father in your life. I ain't had that. So you already, so if you got to do something with what you got, because you have all the tools in your toolbox.
Yep.
I had to use hammers to screw in screws and screws to, you know what I'm saying, I had to figure this shit out. So it came with a lot of trial and error, but I went through a lot of shit, so you won't have to go through a lot of shit. I got a lot of experience. Your mama got a lot of experience. So we put our shit together and we guide you along the right path. So you already winning if you take heed of what the hell we telling you.
Right.
Do y'all one thing my dad always used to tell me was he used to always like preach to me like how lucky I was. Like but not in like a cocky way. But he worked with he's like in he worked in like social services, so he worked with a lot of like, you know, I guess underprivileged youth is I guess how you would label them or whatever. You know, who some parents were in jail, some they just didn't have parents, some might have been dead or just on drugs, whatever. And even though my dad, my mom, and I, we never lived under the same roof. Like I always had a relationship like with my pop or whatever. So like anytime that we would talk, I guess he would always make it a point to make sure that I knew that like I was lucky to just have two parents who were involved. You know what I'm saying? And don't take it for granted, because a lot of times it's easy to take that for granted. So like, do y'all consider y'all children lucky to have parents and fathers like y'all? And if you do you express that to them so they know that they're like, it sucks to call it rare, but it sometimes it kind of is.
It's hella rare.
You know
I don't know. I don't tell them that they lucky, because shit, we just doing what the fuck we supposed to be doing.
That's true.
So it ain't no luck in that. So I wouldn't describe it as luck for them. I think it's just more so teaching them the appreciation aspect of it.
Gotcha.
Just appreciate the moment that you in, because a lot of people don't have this shit. You're not lucky, because this is what we supposed to be doing. But it's hard to do that, because this is all they know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is all I know.
That's like as a, you know, young teenager, like I ain't get it. I'm like, what you mean? Like this, but I guess now, kind of like seeing what the world is in a lot of ways, I realize it now, like as a fucking in my 30s and shit like that. So I always felt like when I think back about some of the discussions that me and my dad always had, I appreciate them more now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to when he, like back then, he was just like lecturing me.
It'll go.
But he'll give you all game though.
Yeah, that's game you don't really peep.
You ain't gonna catch it till you need to catch that shit.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's there though. But think about all the motherfuckers who ain't get it. Right. Then they gotta go the hard way. They learn through the streets, or some dumb motherfucker don't know shit they telling them, and they believe in what the fuck they talking about. None of the shit add up, nigga. Everybody dumb. We fucked. You know what I'm saying? We fucked up.
Yeah.
So at least you got that. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be the voice to where even when you're not around, your presence is so heavy they still hear what the hell you saying.
Yeah.
I see my girls. It's like my kids feel. I think they got a different understanding about it, because one of my BMs died last year. So like, they know that having two parents is very important now. I don't know how much they value that then, but it's like it's kind of different. So it's like they always, they peep stuff now. You know, they feel for certain people don't got their parent, one of their parents or something like that. So they might look at it like that. But like before that, it was just regular. You know, you can't. That's like telling somebody you lucky you ate today.
You're
it's
like,
nigga,
nigga,
I eat every day.
Right.
Like, so it's like,
How was that?
Yeah.
Like, explain that shit to them. How was that?
Explain the what?
That their mom passed.
Oh man, that was like the worst day of my life, bro. And what was crazy was it happened on my homeboy's birthday. So, and my homeboy got kids with her sister. So we was like linked up a little bit. You know, he been my homeboy since high school. You know, Darryl.
Yeah.
And so like he called me. I'm thinking he hitting me up like to kick it that night or whatever. I'm like, look, I gotta do this little shit.
Oh, because
with
it
my
was
mom.
her birthday.
Yeah.
Right.
And he like, nah, man. Like they saying Whitney gone. So I'm like, what? Because I was supposed to drop my kids off to her. That night, but before I went to where I was going, so I'm like, you know, so that was the worst thing, man. And it's almost like when I told them that, it took me like 30 minutes to really tell them. Because I was like tripping. Like, I'm like screaming in the hallway of my apartment. It's like I had to go outside for a second, and they just having fun, you know, playing the game, you know, just carefree. Yeah. I'm like, man, I do not want to tell them this shit right now. It's like they was just carefree at that moment. So I went in there a couple times. I couldn't do it, you know. So like the last time I went in there, I'm like, fuck it. I have to tell them this, you know. And so like it's almost like my older of them two sons, it's almost like he knew what I was gonna say before I said it. Like, I don't know if it was written all over my face, but I was like, man, you know, I don't even remember what I told him. But I remember we all just took a walk outside. We took a long ass walk. We just holding each other, crying and shit, and like that was the worst day of my life. Then 2 days later, my grandmother died.
Damn. There ain't no book. It's the fucked up part. There ain't no book on how to be a parent. And certain shit, life can't prepare you for.
Yep.
Like, nigga, you ain't never thought, like, growing up, you never thought about that. Like, one day I'm gonna have to tell my kids their mother passed away.
Yeah.
How the fuck you handle that shit?
Never thought about that, bro. Yeah. And it's like, you gotta raise your kid now. Like, that's my current battle now, because it's like that kind of affects my parenting, how my normal parenting would be, because I'm so busy feeling sorry for them. Yeah. You know, like I look at them all the time. I'm like, damn, man, like I ain't even lost my mama yet.
Right.
So how my kids get hit a blow like that, you know, that shit just crazy. But yeah, man, that was some difficult shit though. It still is difficult. I told you, I still communicate with her kids too. That was rough. Yeah, that was rough.
What's the how difficult is it just to deal with or try or prove wrong, like the negative like stereotype about black fathers, like not being there or being absent or not being as present as they should be? Like, is that something that's always in the back of your mind that y'all fighting against, like subconsciously, or is it you just?
I think it's white. I use it as white noise at this point. Okay. I used to at first. I used to feel like I'm doing something.
Yep.
But like, shit, nigga, you doing what you're supposed to be doing, regardless if it's rare or not. Yeah. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, so there's no trophy or no need like that. So it don't bother me no more. You focus. If you so focused on one thing, you can't worry about everything else.
And you also realize how many niggas that ain't in their kid's life though. It's like that's not true for everybody. Yeah. But when you be in it like that and you are an active father, you
can't fuck with them.
You can see this though.
You can't fuck with them,
dog.
Because you know how much you sacrifice and what you put into your kids every single day. And for a nigga to not take care of his kids, bro, I can't fuck with you.
Yeah, how can you? When you say you could tell based on like how another kid acts or behaves, or like how can you tell?
You can tell by pictures. Look at the kid body language. She don't see that nigga.
Yeah.
You can tell.
And I was even speaking as far as people who you know fathers just ain't there. Like I got a little cousin who she never really had a relationship with her dad. Her dad stayed maybe like a little bit away, you know, but it's like this other nigga came in and basically was like the father figure basically while my aunt was, you know, pregnant. So it's like you see and hear about this shit, you know, a lot, and it's like I personally don't understand how anybody could do that or be you know, that type of dad, because I want to know everything, you know. So it's like if I feel like I miss something, you know, I'm in my feelings a little bit, you know, because I'm like, you know, this is my kid, like I'm supposed to know,
yeah, right,
you know. But it's like, so that's why I personally don't understand it, but it's definitely out there, and so, you know, I don't even speak on it, to be honest, because it just is what it is. It's like if it apply, you know, so be it, you know. But it's like that's not my
Ain't my situation. Ain't my story.
Or none of my niggas that I associate with. It's like everybody fathers, so it's like, you know,
and everybody active fathers.
Yeah,
between all of us.
Yep.
Do y'all? When you say you can't fuck with nobody who like have kids and don't really be in their life,
right?
Like, how do you? Have you come across that where you've had to
cut niggas off?
Cut people, or distance yourself or whatever?
Yeah, but I keep scissors in my pocket, nigga. I don't have a problem cutting people. That's what I'm saying. That's that callous to where I'm not emotionally connected to a lot of things. Gotcha. So I don't have a problem not dealing with people. Gotcha. If I know you on some bullshit like that, nah, man, you a fuck nigga. I can't fuck with you. Cause how can something be of you and you not do nothing? If you don't give a fuck about your kids, nigga, what you gonna give a fuck about me for? I'm your friend, bro.
Yeah.
We ain't got no blood ties at all. These your kids that you created, and you don't fuck with them. You don't fuck with me either.
Yeah. Damn. We know. Obviously, we know several niggas who have children as well.
Hell of them.
Do y'all? do y'all have like conversations about fatherhood? Like how before we started filming, like how we was kind of like talking about like marriage and shit because you married or whatever, you about to thinking about stepping into it or whatever.
We finna go. We rake the leaves.
And then right, get a muffler and shit. You about to get a muffler. Like, but like, who do y'all, if anybody, like reach out to just maybe like bounce ideas off of, or just get guidance from, or you know, like, or maybe even like vent to, or just, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there anybody like that, or you just, it's all just between you and the mom?
I mean, I'll take it all in.
Me too. You suppress all that shit. It's just me.
And I probably need to call
me and the mom. Yeah. But it's the thing.
About that.
It's hard to find time when you're raising kids.
It's hard to find time, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't enough hours in the day.
Hell no. And it's a continuous cycle of job. It's a job, nigga.
Yeah.
That's a 24-hour job, 24/7, every day, no breaks.
Yeah.
I ain't making it sound like that, nigga. It ain't bad. I'm just saying. But if you take that shit serious, though, it's constant.
Right.
Constant.
Especially if you can put yourself to the side and raise your kids. Like, yeah. So, but yeah, I ain't got the shit.
I look at it like I do what I want to do sometimes. You know, to where I actually doing something I actually want to do, like now, or
you gotta
if I
find
sneak some
time, bro,
and play the game or something. It's
Yeah.
like you be so consumed with. Like it's like round the clock.
Little
like,
shit.
Before you know it, they gotta eat.
I like shaving.
Before you know it, it's just.
You think about them when you work up. That's your first thought. Them.
Yep.
What they gonna eat?
Yep.
This and that. Are they fucking tablet charts for this bullshit ass virtual learning shit? All that shit. But I find time like, nigga, I like shaving because I shave for like an hour just because it's peace. I ain't gotta do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you gotta find time for yourself. Nah, you gonna get lost in it.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that shit, bro.
Yeah. What you mean by that though? Like get lost in it, like
you be consumed with your kids.
Okay.
You forget who you are.
Forget yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
You forget who you were before you even had kids. What you like, nigga? You always thinking about, and you cut your motherfucking TV on that shit on Disney Junior and shit, nigga. What?
Damn near. I was finna say you damn near forget it on a daily basis.
That's
You
what I'm
gotta remind
saying.
yourself like, hey,
I'm that nigga.
yeah, I'm this.
Hey, I'm finna go to the store real quick with nobody but me.
Yeah.
Just
Damn.
cause.
But see, I'm different though. See, I'm a fool, so like I like all my kids with me when I hit the store. Well, before this COVID shit, but like them
Yeah,
was
that nigga
just
crazy, right?
adventures,
I'm dipping that every time. My wife's like, we need some toothpicks. Shit. Hey, nigga, I'm driving. Hey, I'm driving to Chesterfield to get some toothpicks, nigga. I'm taking an hour trip. I need that break,
That's
nigga.
hella funny, dog.
That's hilarious.
And I go get the wrong ones on purpose.
you like, damn, I gotta go
sit back. Oh,
gotta go
shit.
back.
You
Return
want the 200. Damn.
That's hilarious, man. What's the what would y'all say is like the biggest sacrifice for being a father, but then also like the biggest reward for being a father?
Yeah, I go first. The biggest sacrifice definitely is my pockets. I never spent this much on life.
Yo, he said on anything about
And
life.
it's like now it's like I used to have a problem with the child support shit, and now I'm paying double.
Damn.
Just so I can
Stay afloat.
stay
Catch up?
ahead.
Yeah.
So I can stop before they turn 18. Cause see, right now, not to put y'all in my personal business, but both of my jobs, like I'm paying child support out of both of my jobs. So I'm paying like $1,500 a month basically to my
You
family
might need to
right
rake some
now.
leaves, nigga.
But that's by choice. That's by choice
Right.
because I want to be done before they turn 18.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
It hurt.
I mean, that's what nigga Rob said. He was like, man, I don't even like you. I don't even like hearing you saying you
Bro,
doing
that
this
hurt,
shit because
bro.
that ain't right.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know, it is what it is. Like I already got to pay her anyway, so it's like I'm gonna have to pay her for these coming years. So like, why not just
Get out the
pay
way?
ahead? Yeah. So then that way I could be done paying it, you know, or not done, but shit. Like if they go to college or something, it's like I'm gonna be done when they 18. Then when they turn 18, then that's when everything get reevaluated again or whatever. But
Right.
it's like, yeah, but it's like, and the biggest reward from that is knowing that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Gotcha.
Right.
You know, I can go to bed every night.
With
know.
your head held, yeah. You can sleep. You can sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So my responsibilities all taken care of. And my household ain't missing nothing. That's the only reason why I did it, because it's more like a business thing, you know. And I still do shit outside of that. I got my kids all the important gifts there was to get this shit, and I do it every year.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, and I get my daughter's nails painted. You know, I do all of that shit on routine, and that's all outside of that shit.
Painted.
So yeah.
Get them painted.
I ain't gonna say done.
You
yet.
take them to Home Depot,
I
nigga?
ain't gonna say done yet. Nah, they ain't get them done.
Get them painted.
But yeah, they getting a little maintenance.
I heard you.
That's funny. What about you?
Shit, I think it's the biggest sacrifice is my time.
Times.
Yeah, just because to me it's an investment, but it's the best investment you can ever make.
Yep.
Investing in your kids, and that requires a lot of time. So the time is the sacrifice, but I think on the flip side, the time is going to reward the investment.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? But it's a circle.
Yeah.
I know if I put the time in, I'm gonna get a good investment out of this shit.
Yep.
So
Who you think gonna be taking care of you and your wife?
that's what I'm saying.
If need be.
Because I ain't gonna be
These
young
kids,
forever, motherfucker.
Yeah, they gonna be us.
Yeah.
And it's like, we
You ain't gonna be
we
young
need them
forever.
For
I
shit.
think that too. I see that a lot with a lot of grandparents who wasn't shit as parents, and now they trying to overcompensate for lost time when they was parents,
Right.
because they know they getting old. You motherfuckers in your 50s and 60s now, and now you looking for somebody like, damn, nigga, I don't want nobody to send me to Shady Acres.
Shady
You know
acres.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't going that
I ain't
motherfucker.
good.
Shady acres.
Yeah.
I was
Do
watching
your ass
this.
in.
I was watching this stand up, and it was a dude. He was talking about him and his wife or whatever. He was like, I knew the exact moment when I knew my wife was gonna get sent to the nursing home. It was like my daughter asked us for some cake, and she was like, hell no. And then I saw my daughter give her a look. I was like, yo ass going to the nursing home.
Yeah.
I'm good.
But you're right,
Yeah.
right. Damn, that's crazy though. But that does make sense though, because it's funny because I have talks with my father about how, because both my grandfather, he passed away some months ago, and that was like my last living grandparent.
Right.
And he was like going through he was like going through like dialysis for some months and everything like that. And when I would talk to my dad though, he would always kind of say how, now he's kind of like the roles had reversed, and he's like kind of taking care of his parents. But he would have kind of always like had that talk with me. He was like, that's kind of how it happens, where some years down the line, like I might be looking to you, to like to kind of like do what I'm doing, with my dad, my grandfather, and that's real shit. But it's also like, it kind of hit me like on some serious shit, because I'm an only child.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I might have that responsibility for both of my parents, but it's just like, it's what you just got to do though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But and I do feel like they've put so much energy and time and invested in me to where like I don't feel
Bad about doing it. Yeah.
if it were to ever,
Right. Because a lot of motherfuckers be like,
yeah,
You'll be surprised. Hey,
get
it's
what you
fucked
deserve,
up
my
family.
nigga.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Or
Be
just
like-
don't feel like doing it. Like, I know kids who knew they was supposed to been taking care of their parents, during that time. And like some people just don't got it in them. Like some people, life never slows down enough to be there for, it's just crazy shit. Like I done seen it all, but I feel forever indebted to my parents. For real, no matter what I disagree with as far as how they,
Raise you and shit.
I'm forever in debt. It's like my mama can have $1 million, but I will never allow her to pay for shit that I'm involved in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just stuff like that. It's like my mom already knows. She be like, he ain't gonna take it. he ain't gonna take, cause I'm not. You know, from my mom or my dad. You know, it's open season for them. Whatever they ask me for, make sure they get it.
Open season.
For real. My mom will be like, you know, can I get some money to go on my gambling trip? By the way, flip that. I could never ask her for some money to go gambling with, because she wouldn't give it to me. She loved me, but she wouldn't give me. The conversation would work the same way. She called me, all right, cool, boom, send it, done. You know, so it's like, you know, that's just how I am with my people. So
that's dope though, because another thing, I heard my grandfather, he always used to tell me, he was like, yo, you treat your mom right, you know what I'm saying, God will like bless you.
Hell yeah.
Or whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
That's fucked up.
He said that's fucked up. But I mean, you know, I don't know. That was something that he always said. I guess, you know, it worked for him. I feel like it can't hurt though.
But
Just being
was
good.
was he speaking through the lens of his life? Because the lens of someone else's life may not be like that though.
That's true.
So say if you have a mother who just kicks shit in your face,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard for you to do that shit. Yeah.
That's
Do
true.
y'all niggas still feel like you still gotta kind of be like indebted to your parent, even
Yeah.
though they like that?
I can't
See, that's how feel.
I can't say no to it.
That's real though. Like to me, and it's like some people might not understand that, but it's like even if I taught my boys before their mom died, I'm like, I don't care what your mom do to piss you off, because she was kind of, you know, she was on a little wild side or whatever, and they would get frustrated with her because they would be trying to protect her so much. And, you know, she a grown woman, so she can leave what she want, you know, and they'd get so mad because that's all I taught them, to protect their mom, you know. So, you know, it's like I was like, no matter what, like I don't care.
What
you
she
know what she does. It's like if y'all like always use like LeBron, D Wade, and them, like them niggas' mamas was fucked up when they was young. But it's like, who did you see them niggas with on draft night? You know what I'm saying? And they gonna carry them everywhere.
Yeah.
No matter what, who gotta say, you know. And I always talk to them. I'm like, that's still your mom. No matter what fucked up shit she doing, that's still your mom.
I think that's
you know?
I think that's some cultural shit too.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that I'm really not even saying it in a negative or a positive way. I just think that's just some black shit.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
It like in our culture, bro, like your parents just get like this ultimate respect.
Pass.
Well, yeah, that too.
It's like a motherfucker.
Pass.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that too. Like no matter how bad they may have been, like at their particular like
motherfuckers be feeling like you supposed to call me. I'm your mother. Motherfucker, if you want to talk to somebody, you call them, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So like
a
it's
two-way thing.
I feel like it's a hierarchy thing of life, and it's like, well, I don't understand that shit.
It's like me get mad at this nigga Keontae
Cayenne.
calling me. But it's like, nigga,
you got a phone with you,
I had
nigga.
to call him.
This nigga done thought about calling me for 5 days in a row, but he still this nigga ain't called me. Man, what's your logic behind that shit? You want to call somebody? Call him.
Meanwhile, I ain't thought about calling you.
Yeah, nigga, I'm busy.
So it's like you at more fault than me, because it's like you got this
It's
on
on
your
your
shit.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This on you. So,
But I do. That's super. That is super cultural. I don't know exactly like why that is or where that come from, but I think I'm lying. I think it comes from how we're always kind of like in survival mode for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, if you raised by like a single mom, single parent home, whatever, in a way, like you feel like that's like they've sacrificed so much, or you feel like you've seen them sacrifice so much, or work so hard, or be so tired, or be so broke, and like still figure out a way to get you to where you are now.
right.
And you do kind of feel like you owe them, which is it's strange to me, like, especially because you said you brought up like LeBron and D Wade and like just like sports shit. Like I play ball with a lot of white people. I play ball with some guys who went to the league, right? Mm-hmm. And like, but like on the way up, like on the way, like trying to get there, like trying to get to the bag or whatever, like you have conversations with different people about like what you would do if you did sign a big contract.
Right.
And it's interesting to me how like every black ball player is always about taking care of their parents.
Yeah.
White people don't do that.
I heard.
White people don't, because like
That's crazy.
the way that white people look at it is like, Close to my parents, bro. Like they're good. Like
I
they're
heard. I think, nigga, I think
good.
it was Kyle Korver or JJ Redick.
It was
You
Kyle
heard that
Korver.
shit
It
when he
was
was
Kyle
like,
Korver.
they was in the locker room talking about how they gonna buy their mama house. He was like, y'all buy y'all mama houses.
yeah.
He like shit. I'm buying parents nothing.
Yeah, like they supposed.
But that's
yeah,
the
like,
logic of like shit. You
This
just
is my money.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
fuck
it's
you,
not
Jim.
even- It's not even. I don't even. That's
Fuck
hilarious.
you, Dad.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself if you ask me for a fucking car.
Oh shit.
But it's not even that. Like the way that I took it or the way that I saw it was, it's not even like fuck you, Dad.
It's
but
just
it's more
that-
so of like they don't need
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they got
they
it.
they weren't raised in survival mode.
Right.
Like the foundation
The
was
parents
already
good.
laid.
I got
First
I got a
good.
question though. How do you? It's the thing. I don't like the word single mother because I think it's loosely
misleading.
used because I think a lot of women put themselves in certain positions to where it turns into you being a single mother. But if you knew this nigga wasn't shit and he had 5, 6 kids beforehand and you get pregnant by he never took care of none of them kids. Why are he gonna take care of yours? So then you go around and you parade this single mother flag. And
Also,
you
hey,
have a child, and now you expect that child to take care of you based off your fucked up ass decision that you chose to make. You got to hold yourself accountable on all ends.
Yeah.
So you ain't no fucking single mother, and
Yeah.
you on fucking Section 8 and all this other shit. Nigga, you living better than a lot of motherfuckers.
This nigga's over here.
Better and worse at the same damn time.
Like if you middle class,
Section 8
you middle
baller.
class, you losing.
Right.
Either you rich or you fucking poor. You in the middle, you losing like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So you on Section 8, nigga, your shit, you living right next door to a motherfucker who got to go to work every day. And your shit way less than them. But you flagging this single mother shit.
I also hate the women that try to use.
I ain't say I hate
I
women.
don't-
I didn't say I hate women. I ain't say
I
that.
don't hate the women, but I hate when it's said that like when a woman be like that they're a single mother, but then it's a father like me on the other end. Like you're not really a single mother.
Oh, y'all not together.
Right.
You there.
Yeah.
Y'all just not.
I
You
am
ain't a single
here.
mother.
Got you.
I'm here. It's
I think
like,
You're a mother that's
you're a mother
single.
That's single. Yes.
You're not a single mother.
Oh,
That's the difference.
That's the clip.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
Yeah, I think that's damn. Yeah.
Cause you heard that. You heard that a lot. Like,
All the
women
time.
be like, I'm a single mom.
No, you're
I'm
not.
a single mom. But then when you get the backstory, the daddy then
Active
probably
as
done-
fuck.
Yeah, then probably coached the son's team.
Yeah,
been at
yeah.
all the events.
This
Paid child
nigga,
support.
and this nigga take care of your other kids too. On top of that,
I think it's more.
Yeah.
I think the more proper term or the fitting term would probably be like single parent household,
Single parent household.
because that's
makes sense.
Because that like I can speak to that. Like that's kind of like been my experience. Like I definitely got both parents.
That was my experience.
But I
right.
grew up in a house with my mom.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
My pop was always
yeah.
there. He
It's
was
a single
always-
parent household.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think that's probably the big difference. And I can see how that can be super offensive to niggas who have children, but they aren't with the mom or they don't live in the same house, but they
Right.
still like take care of their children. You know what I'm saying? But it is definitely a term that is used for, I don't know if it's used for like pity
It's sympathy.
or a badge of honor. I'm not really sure which
Both, a
one.
little
I
bit
think
of both.
it's both.
Yeah, a
that's
little bit of both.
That's a little concoction. That's a little cocktail. Like
Yeah.
they need both of
Hey,
that.
a
Like,
bullshit cocktail is what
Yep.
it is.
What made you bring that up though?
I don't
What-
fucking know.
what
I
made
don't even, what we talking about?
We was talking about the kids like feeling like they were responsible for kind of like taking care of their parents.
Oh yeah,
after
cause
they-
we was
after
talking
they
about
made it.
LeBron and D Wade.
yeah, LeBron
And shit like that, how your parents be fucked up and then expect for you to take care of them later.
Oh,
on.
okay, yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you know what though? Like accountability is. I feel like accountability is something that women in totality haven't gotten a grasp of yet. So I think that plays a big part in it because it's like you do have to, if you can't look yourself in the mirror and be like, I created whatever situation it is that I'm in, you always kind of gonna be like pointing the finger at other
But
people.
shit, society not based like that. It's not based for you to look at yourself in the mirror. It's based on you to feel pity and shit and be like, I'm a single mother.
Well,
Tyrone did me wrong.
What am I eligible
What
for?
am I? Yeah, what
Nah,
can
I'm
I do?
yo, you fucking stupid, nigga.
I'm single. What am I eligible
What
for?
am I? What can I do?
What all can I get?
$800 a month.
That's
He
fucking
said,
I can sell those books. I can flip that.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
But them same badass niggas you went to school with who was fresh to death. Nigga couldn't spell his name.
hey, I just seen a situation where it was the same nigga was dirty then and now. So it's like you really ain't got no excuse. Why was you even laying with this person?
Yeah.
So yeah, but
It's a fucked up world, man.
What's your biggest fear of raising daughters? Just to like kind of go back to that. What's the biggest? What would make you feel like you are
I failed.
a successful father versus you failed as a father?
Her.
And we not gonna ask him because
Boy, what he gonna say? Something stupid?
he gonna say, "Oh, me well, I'd rather she be on crack than to be gay."
like nah, I'll take the gay.
In my opinion, yeah. I'd rather walk in on you scissoring somebody than you fucking sniffing coke, man.
Smoking crack.
Yeah,
Hey,
you beaming up to Scotty and shit.
like,
This nigga's
damn.
trapping gonna close the door.
he like number 8.
But if she in there, but if she in there eating pussy,
Yo,
what are you doing? This nigga's retarded.
Fucking life. You know that?
you ruining your life.
What a crackhead.
Bridget, can you just crack the window next time you smoking there?
Oh shit.
Shit.
My biggest fear, my daughter feeling like I was never there for her, and feeling like my dad didn't listen to me. My dad never told me I was beautiful, I can accomplish things, all those things. My daughter just feeling like I wasn't a good father.
Yeah, me getting a bad grade as a dad for my daughters, I think will probably hurt the most. So, I just lead with that every day. Like, I don't want them ever thinking, none of my kids really, but especially my daughters, I don't want them ever thinking that I couldn't, help with whatever. I want to keep that confidence that they got in me. So, my biggest fear is basically my daughter's going down the wrong path. That I've worked hard teaching them, me and their mom, and it's like they just decide to just go left anyway. Like that's my biggest fear, because I went left. Even though I didn't agree with all the teachings that was, but it's like to them I went left. You know what I'm saying? Or at least to my mom. My dad don't feel like that, but at least to my mom I went left. So just not. Yeah, just them being, and a success would be basically them doing what they've been doing. Nothing stopping from her. Just everything continuing on the same course. It's like, so it's still up in there though.
Hell yeah. How is us in 4 years with middle school shit and high school started?
Yeah.
We're going to have to revisit this whole fucking
Right.
conversation.
I'm gonna say we'll see how they like my ass
I'm gonna
after
say,
they get out.
I'm going to say, Travis, have your daughter bring the crack. we gotta beam up the Scotty on this motherfucker, boy.
And hold the girls, please.
What would success be for you?
Success. That shit fleeting. Man, just us to have a great relationship. I don't give a fuck what she do in life. I just want her to be a great person.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck if she want to go and work at, I don't know, whatever the fuck she want to do. If she work at Bottoms Up, she work at Bottoms Up. That's still my daughter.
Right.
Regardless of anything, I ain't gonna like this owner. What would that do for her?
Right.
If she work at Bottoms Up and like, oh fuck you, you fuck hers. And nigga, I done been to Bottoms Up. That's contradicting as fuck.
Yeah.
Ain't no being a hypocrite. I done been there hellas. And I done tipped hella niggas' daughters.
Yeah.
But not since it's what I'm saying, but since it's
I did worse
mine,
than
Yeah.
we all remember that one?
Going to the bank for real.
I paid. We went to the ATM and paid that $30, nigga.
Yo.
Oh shit.
But that's still your daughter at the
We
end
was
of the
some
day,
wild
no matter
boys.
what she do. I just want her to be a great person, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I am. I think I'm a cool dad. I'll accept, you for whatever. I never got that luxury. You know, like I said, they wanted me to be all engineer and shit. Like that just
Some shit that ain't you.
too much math.
Yeah.
You know that like if it ain't counting money, I know that sound ignorant, but it's like that's where my shit started and stopped. So
Give a fuck about no hypotenuse.
all the angles and
bullshit.
shit.
Shut the
like,
fuck up.
My mama be hella mad. Give a fuck about the hypotenuse, nigga. I'm on this real shit.
shit.
What? The fuck you mean real shit?
That's hilarious. Nah, but being a good person, man, it's weird because it sounds so simple, but it takes a lot for somebody to really, I feel like, turn out. Or not even turn out, because I feel I believe we all start with a blank canvas. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
We all start with a C.
So
And then
Go
that
up
shit,
or down.
that shit go down.
yeah,
You go up and down.
yeah. But I feel like the your path on life is gonna determine whether that seesaw goes up or down.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where the work comes into play on both sides. Honestly, like from the parenting side and on the child side too, because I've always believed like your parents can give you the greatest lessons in the world, the greatest like lectures and sayings and whatever.
You gotta receive them.
But at some point, yeah,
You gotta be
You gotta
coachable.
apply them too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely like the foundation is on the parents, but like the follow through,
On the kids.
All on the kids. Yep.
You know what I'm
That
saying? I think, and this come from a nigga with no kids, but I feel like, but I've been a kid, right?
Right. You was a kid.
And it's the kid taking the reins part that's scary to the parent.
Yeah.
Like my mom always, one thing that she always told me, or that we always talked about, was it was the parents' either confidence or lack of confidence in the job that they did, which is gonna allow them to either be fearful or confident in letting their kid go.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the tools. That's the
Like-
tools you put. If you know, you put every tool you can in
Then
a
you
bag.
good, yeah.
You good. But if you know you short step somewhere,
Yep.
you worried as a mother.
Yeah.
Cut corner.
Yeah,
You like,
cut
I didn't go over that with that
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
hella worried.
Yeah. It's almost like shit, like preparing for a game.
All this shit is like sports, bro.
Yeah.
As a parent, you the coach. The
Yep.
kid is the player.
Yeah.
They gotta be coachable. You gotta be coachable. You have to be a good coach. They gotta be coachable. It don't matter how fucking talented they are. If they don't listen, it don't matter.
They ain't going nowhere.
They ain't going nowhere. Parenting, the greatest analogy is sports when it comes to parenting.
Yeah.
'Cause it's the exact same
use
shit.
it all the-
It's the exact. I know they get tired of me
the
hearing it. Yeah. It's just like if we got fucking 2 timeouts left. Your ass calling the fuck you Chris Webber and shit. What the fuck is you doing?
Why you ain't call time
Why
out?
you ain't calling fucking timeout?
If we got 2 left.
And you travel, they ain't calling shit, and you gonna call time. Well, you know we ain't got nothing.
Yo, that's funny as shit. My nigga. Oh man, nah, yo, I told y'all niggas that this is gonna be great. And this is definitely dope, man.
Appreciate you having us,
yeah.
man.
Hell
Thank you,
yeah.
brother.
Sure. Thank y'all niggas for coming on, man. Do y'all have any last words or
Yeah,
last things
I
for
do.
me? Before, what's
I
up?
want to give you your flowers, man. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
I know
man, all
it may
love,
not
Mom.
be what you see it to be, but you gotta keep going through that fucking wall. Keep doing your thing.
Indeed. Thank you.
You done did a lot, so
It's gonna prosper.
Keep it up.
It's gonna prosper,
Straight
bro.
up.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. But yeah, before we get out of here, man, tell the people where they can find y'all once again.
If you at Sam's, Costco, or Walmart, I'm there every 2 weeks with the family. That's pretty much where you can find. That's the only thing I do, bro.
nigga's
Go to the fucking store.
You gonna be in that bitch for 2 hours, nigga, every Saturday.
That should be
nigga.
fun though. It be
I
lit.
hate going to the motherfucking store.
I used to hate it until this year.
Shit.
Until this year, I'm like, man, being locked down and shit, that shit is lovely. I love going to the fucking store and then we pack up the car.
Y'all niggas stupid.
Be happy as fuck. My outfit be laid out for the next morning.
Laid the
Like,
fuck
"Bruh,
out.
I'm wearing these socks.
For the killing this Sam, nigga.
I'm finna fuck them up.
Fuck that.
Let that bitch ask for my ID. Finna fuck her up.
I'ma fuck these niggas. I'm at aisle 8, nigga.
Nigga,
the bitches be in 7 though. The bitches be in
the
7.
bitches be in 7.
That's what the bitches be, nigga.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, I'm on Instagram _King Niggas. KINGNEGUS.
And I'm on I'm Kev Crawford Jr.
I'm on Kev.
On IG
Pause.
and on Facebook. Pause. And yeah, y'all can find me there.
Word.
If y'all interested.
This nigga is hilarious.
Subscribe to the Patreon too, motherfuckers.
Definitely, man.
Subscribe,
This is gonna be
subscribe.
on Patreon, so only the Patreon niggas is gonna get to this point. But if you on it and you seen it and you know somebody who needs to see this shit, tell these niggas to subscribe to the Patreon. But of course, I'm Jackson1616, creator and host of One Mic Stand, 1/3 of Sex with Strangers, a Grown Folks podcast. Of course, St. Louis, hometown. Thanks again for having me. It's been great. It's always great every time I come back and
You heard.
to see my people.
Her, there.
We are.
War.
Hell yeah.